Welcome everybody to this session on using more than one rule in a copyright management access right when one of those rules manages a waitlist. That's a long title, but let's just see what exactly we want to achieve here. We have the following situation. We have a digital resource which can be viewed by one concurrent user at a time. When there is another user who wants to view that resource, he or she is added to the patron waitlist. However, we want that if the additional user who wants to view it is from a user group print disabled, he or she does not need to go into the patron waitlist and can immediately view the resource. And this will become clear as we actually show it. Let's see what we're going to do here. So the first step is to access the access rights. So we're going to create an access right with the two rules. Then we're going to attribute that access right to a digital resource. So let's access the access rights via the configuration option on the bottom left. From there, we'll go to fulfillment. And from there, we'll go to copyright management, access rights. And here, let's add an access right. I'm going to call this 2022-02-13, just so we know this is the one we're adding today, which happens to be February 13th. So later on, we'll know, oh, that's the one we added earlier. And here, let's call this user group print disabled. I'll solve that first. Okay. Description, these rest of these fields are not specifically relevant for our use case here, but of course we'll fill them in anyway. Denied note will say one concurrent user already viewing. Then we'll say denied note, you must log in to view the resource. Okay, great. Now we're going to add the two rules. Add rule. And this will be user group print disabled, add parameter, user group equals print disabled. So here we're saying if the user group equals print disabled, then allow view. That's the rule inside the access right. Let's save that rule. So now we have one rule here inside this access right. I'm going to save this on the side because we have a couple of parameters here which we want to keep track of. This is just for explanatory purposes, of course. In the real world, we don't have to do that. And that says user group equals print disabled. Let's go take a look at that rule again. User group equals print disabled, allow view. Now we want to add to this access right another rule. And there's no need to go out and go in. I'm just explaining. We added one rule. Now we're going to have another rule. So now we're going to add an additional rule. This rule will have two parameters. First, we'll say the concurrent users, the number of concurrent users, we'll leave this default here, equals 1 for 15 minutes. And let's add another one. By the way, we'll check here manage access waitlist because we want to use the waitlist here. Then we're going to add another parameter, which will say registered equals true. In other words, the user is logged in. Add parameter, manage access waitlist. So here we're saying concurrent, there we go. Concurrent equals 1, registered user waitlist. Okay. So we have one concurrent user. The users need to be registered, and we're going to manage the access waitlist. And we said also it's reading top to bottom. It's reading first user group equals print disabled here. Then it's reading concurrent users are 1 and the user is registered. and it's using the Access waitlist. Everything's good to go here. Now we have a patron. Let's go back into Alma. So we have a user here, Catherine T, with user group print disabled. So let's put that also. We have a user who has user group print disabled. Then we need a resource which has the access right that we just made. So let's go to the digital titles. We'll search for Wildflowers of the Holy Land. And let's go to the representations, edit the representation. And here we'll give it that access right, which started 2022, 0213. There it is. I'm going to save this and come look at it again, just so we can point out the specific part here. So it has an access right of the one we just made that says, first, take a look. If it's user group print disabled, give access. Otherwise, use the patron waitlist. And let's put that down here also. So we have the resource is the Wildflowers of the Holy Land. Now let's go give it a try, see it all work in Primo. So here we are. Let's sign in first of all as a user. I'll sign in as John Abraham. Let's start as John Abraham. John Abraham logs in. John Abraham finds the resource, clicks Available Online, goes to the Alma viewer, and begins to view it. Great. John Abraham signs out. And another user comes along and signs in. Anna signs in. Anna signs in, clicks Available Online, sees is already a concurrent user viewing, clicks there, adds to the wait list, and she's in the wait list. She signs out. And now another user logs in. Let's say Bjorg logs in. Log in. Bjorg tries to view it. Sees is already a concurrent user. Gets added to the wait list. Now there's two people in the wait list, and we can see those in the wait list here. If we view the representation, here's the wait list. And we see Anna and Bjorg are both viewing it. Now we've got our user who is part of the user group print disabled. That user is going to log in. That's Catherine T that we saw a moment ago. Log in. Oh, sorry about that. Let's just put in the proper password. There we go. Catherine logs in. Catherine clicks Available Online. And immediately, Catherine can view this because Catherine is part of the user group print disabled. Catherine does not need to go into the patron waitlist like the two previous patrons. So that is how we can define two rules and have the first rule enable a specific user group to automatically view a resource without first needing to go to the waitlist. Thanks everybody for joining us, and we hope to see you in our future sessions. Have a nice day.